Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy MMA Propaholic, and I'm back with another breakdown. And I'm gonna be breaking down Anshul Julbi versus Jeka Saragih, and this is on UFC Vegas 69. Let me just do a post recap for the last card. Only up 0.12 units on UFC 283. Was having a great night up until the main event. Glover just wouldn't go away, and credits to Glover. Way to lead the octagon, putting all that you've ever had into what you have accomplished, Glover. Because I mean, Glover was just eating so many punches. I mean, the fight could have been called. I had fight to end by KO for 2 units. It was actually like a 3.75 unit swing on the night. So I was a little mad, but I mean, I just had so much respect for Glover after the fight, and it was a great card. Lots of violence was on that card. Lots of shocking stuff. Like, I mean, Farron almost winning a decision completely blew my mind. Yeah, but now we're here. We had a week off, guys. We have another 8 weeks of straight UFC fights, so I'm very excited. So let's get straight to it. We got Saragih versus Anshul Julbi, and yeah, guys. We got Julbi. Let me see. I'm on Tapology. We got Julbi at 6 foot, and he has a 69-inch reach. And he's actually at I'm pretty sure he's training at Tiger Muay Thai now. So for this camp, in his last camp, he was actually training with all the China guys who were in the road to UFC. So he kind of has been seeing some like different type of backgrounds when he's been, because he's just been in India. So like there really isn't a huge program in India like promoting UFC fighters. So it was good for him to get a mix up. But we got Jeka Saragih, and Saragih is 5'8" with a 69-inch reach, so they both have the same exact reach. It's just Joel B who's taller. Yeah, guys, Joel B has 6 professional fights, and I honestly really love what I've seen from this guy in 6 professional fights. They were saying in his professional debut, which I actually watched against Sanjeev Badwar, guys, he went out there and just fought very calm. He didn't fight nervous at all. He was mixing in his takedowns with his jab. He was throwing tons of feints in that fight too. He did show me that he can get taken down, but he has a background in jiu-jitsu, so when he gets to fight to the ground, he really can hold you in control time and hold you in positions, and he won't mind holding you there. I've seen in all his regional tape that he's willing to get the fight to the ground. I mean, the guy has 4 professional wins by decision. So, and Saragih doesn't has. I think Saragih doesn't even have a decision win on his resume. Yeah. Oh no, he does. He has 1 decision win, guys, and it was against Rama Sabratura. I don't know how to say this guy's name, but that was in his 3rd professional fight, and I rewatched that fight, and this guy didn't know how to stop a takedown. So all Saragih was doing was basically just laying on him the whole time in control time in his guard. So he was basically just throwing a little hammer fist when he was in guard, but when he was in top guard, but he wasn't really like staying very active. He's not really a submission guy. He likes to just sit in control time so he can catch his breath. Because guys, this guy throws everything with power on the feet. He has no technical base in his striking at all. He just winds up from his hip and just throws, and he really leaves himself open to get countered a lot. His last fight, he really impressed me against Juan Bin You guys can crap on me for these names. I'm gonna pronounce them really badly. Because this week, guys, I mean, this week is the hardest. The hardest. The amount of names that like I try to look and pronounce, it's just blowing my mind. I can't pronounce any of them. I really need to practice it on Translate. But yeah, but in the last fight, he just landed a straight right jab because he was just walking in. But like, and when you watch the first 3 minutes of that fight, he didn't shoot a takedown. He wasn't really showing any feints on the takedown. I think he was trying to progress his technique on the feet so he could kind of show Saragih the looks that he was giving him. But I really liked how Saragih was trying to close at like boxing range just so he can land his powerful right jab. But when I look at his record now, and that was the only time that I've honestly have seen this guy like win off a straight right hand. He beat Pawan Ma Singh. I can't say this guy's name. I mean, my gosh. It was his first road to UFC fight, guys. Uh, the guy was 7-2 and 1, and was 30. He came in. I think he missed weight, or he had to get the towel. He had a really bad weight cut, and it was pretty much shown in that fight. He really gave nothing to offer. But what really just like caught my eye was the third round. In the beginning of the third round, this guy had Saragih hurt pretty bad up against the fence, and like the guy is mainly a boxer. He's not really practicing wrestling and jiu-jitsu transitions. So when this guy would go for a takedown or he would engage the clinch, I mean, Saragih has tons of strength. I mean, the guy is physically very strong, which I do like about him. He has very good attributes with his physical presence. He was able to pick him up and just slam him down and just hold him there. The guy didn't really know how to get up off his back, and he was gassed at the end of round 1. So that fight, honestly, like that was a really nice spinning back fist. But when you rewatch the spinning back fist multiple times, you see the opponent just like kind of hugging him over his shoulders, and I mean, obviously, like basically heavily breathing right in his ear. So Saragih just smelt blood, and he just delivered and threw all out in that spinning back fist. But like when you're gonna do that against a guy like Julbi, Julbi's gonna take you down, and he's going to hold you there. Julbi has shown me that he can get taken down, but he has great sprawls, guys. He's able to reverse and get top mount pretty easy. I mean, when you watch his professional debut, was against a guy who's 4-0, and the guy has a 9-2 professional record. Like to be versing a guy who's 4-0 in your professional debut, and to have a performance like he did in that fight, like he kind of showed me that I really had thoughts. I'm like, this guy really is gonna piss people off with how technical he is, how he moves in and out on his feet. He has great head movement, and someone said to me on Twitter that like he doesn't have good head movement. I'm like, really? I don't really know what you're watching, because like this guy moves his head very well when he's in boxing range, and he will go to the calf kick, but he's very good with his hands. He's just always consistently moving in and out, and I think the path to and what Jeka's shown me, like when he had his 4-round fight, and I know people are gonna say this week on YouTube, they're gonna say it on Twitter, well, he's went 4 rounds. Go watch that 4-round fight. It was hard to watch. The guy got taken. The guy won 30 seconds out of 20 minutes of that fight. He got taken. The first 30 seconds, he came out and was just throwing hooks from his body and just trying to knock the guy out cold. And what did his opponent do? The guy has a 9-2 professional record at the time. So, yeah, I'm not going to give the guy slack because he didn't know how to stop a damn takedown. I mean, you're 8-1 in a professional record, right? You have 4 full years in your career already. This was in 2020, I'm just pointing out, guys. And I'm going to sum up his last 5 fights, too. He was getting taken down very easily on just a single leg. He was falling on his back. He kept giving his neck to get back up in just horrific spots. I mean, the guy was giving his back, trying to slide the guy off his back, which I didn't really think was a good idea. His neck, he would just put his neck right to the side. I mean, all the guy had to do was full guard for a guillotine, but I mean, I don't even think the guy really knew how to do any type of a submission. Like, that guy that he faced in that fight only had 3 submissions up to that point. And that guy was submitting people who were 0-0. But the guy has a 13-4 professional record, who he lost to in that 4-round fight. But I mean, but Jeka was gassed at the end of round 1, as you guys would just watch him round by round by round by round up to round 4, when he would go to his corner, pure fatigueness. He showed that he didn't even really want to be there. His coaches were trying to slap him in the face and wake him up, and it just like he would just walk out recklessly and abandonedly and would just try to knock this guy's head off his shoulders. And that's not, I mean, yes, like everyone likes a fighter like that. I love violence, guys. I mean, this is like, I love watching the UFC for violence. I'm a huge violence fan. I love betting violence. I love betting unders. But this guy, man, like, I only see his only path to victory, like legitimately being a 1st-round knockout. Like, I feel like if you're to bet Jeka in this spot, you bet him round 1. You don't bet his money line. Because let me tell you guys something right now. Julbi won his last road to UFC fight, guys. Plus 165 dog. Everyone talking about in the beginning of that fight. Lorisenko, I don't know why he's not shooting any takedowns. He didn't need to shoot a takedown in that fight. He won that fight on the feet. He did get taken down 3 out of 5 attempts, but he got right back up. And he showed that he didn't want to be in the wrestling and grappling exchanges. And this is mainly why I think he didn't want to be in those exchanges, because Saragih was in the crowd watching the fight, and they probably were honestly like taping the fight, keeping a real good eye on how the opponent works. And I think Julbi really wants them to think that, oh, this is going to be a stand-up war for 15 minutes. Because I think that's what some people are really thinking what's going to happen. Guys, if Julbi gets a takedown in the first round, even in the first 2 minutes, he's minus 275 right away. His line, the odds makers are going to realize once he lands that first takedown, oh my God, we really gave a pick'em on a guy who's a more completed fighter, who can mix in the takedowns, has better head movement, honestly has way more higher volume on the feet, more technical on the feet, has a jiu-jitsu background, and you're giving me minus 115 on the guy? I took a 1-unit shot on Julbi, guys, at minus 115. I was so, like, I even see a minus 110 right now, which I'm honestly a little stunned, man, because after that 4-round fight that Jeka had, like, he knocked out a guy in Agan Mulana, who is 5-4-1 now, who they don't even have an age or a date of birth on here for the guy. He beat a guy who was 2-0, which I already summed up. The guy had nothing to give. The guy didn't know how to stop a takedown. And Jeka cruised. Jeka's cardio did not get tested in that fight. He knocked out this guy named Hatrap. Oh my God, I can't pronounce that. I can't pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to get clowned in the comments. But he fought the same guy that he knocked out about 3 fights ago, about 3 years ago prior, and he knocked this guy out twice. And that guy that he knocked out 3 fights ago is 7-5. So, and then his last fight against a 36-year-old lightweight who showed me absolutely nothing. And honestly, in the 3rd round, when he cracked Jeka, if he kept letting go of his hands, he gets to finish. He really gets to finish. So, and then in the last fight against Juan Bin Ki, he got a straight right knockout. But, I mean, he was losing 3 minutes up to that point when he landed that jab. And as I said, he wasn't showing any feints. He wasn't showing any way to get the fight to the ground. Like, Julbi is going to make him think very, very quick. He's going to mix in the wrestling. And when he gets Jeka to the ground and you're holding a Jeka moneyline ticket, you're going to go, oh, shit. That is going to be your first reaction. I would be astonishingly shocked if Anshul did not mix in the wrestling here. I really would be. Because the path to victory is there. And what's crazy to me is the guy throws more volume too and has better cardio. So I just see multiple paths to victory for him instead of Jeka. Like, I think Jeka's main way of winning this fight is a round 1 knockout. And if you like him and you think he's going to win, just bet the guy by knockout. He's not getting a submission. He has some submissions on his record, but I mean, the guy's submitting cans. He's not submitting anybody high level whatsoever. So I'm really confident in my pick. And I know this is the most debated fight on Twitter. And hopefully I answered people's questions in this. If you guys have questions on this fight, drop them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And if you guys want to DM me on Twitter at MMA_Propaholic. That's where I post all my bets, I post all my slips, and I post all my track bets on there. If you guys rolled my NFL picks yesterday, I'm sorry. Juju Smith, stick to TikTok, buddy. Stick to TikTok. Stop crying. Yeah, you had a good season. You made it to the Super Bowl. You've never made it. Good for you. You had 1 catch and 7 yards with Kadarius Toney getting hurt in late second quarter. So if you want to win the damn Super Bowl, I'm looking straight into the camera. Get your damn shit together. Get your shit together, Juju Smith. Get it together. Stop worrying about TikTok. Stop worrying about dancing, and maybe start worrying about how to run a damn route. Sorry, guys. I had to get my anger out there. 2.5 units down the damn drain. So, yeah, that was my football picks yesterday. Not very great, but yeah, you guys can catch me at MMA Propaholic on Twitter, and drop a comment in the section below. I'll answer any of your questions, and drop a like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. Hopefully I answered everyone's questions. Peace out.